Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Jones. Say hi, Joe. Say hi. With a screenwriter's rant on Out of Death. Out of Death? I guess it's supposed to be Out of Breath. Um, Bruce Willis movie. It's good to see Bruce still making movies. You know, being bald. This is his retirement. So this is a movie that's from Vertical. It looks like it looks like a B movie, but Willis looks like himself. I'm not sure the total premise here, other than he goes up into the cabin to relax in the woods, and he's a cop, and his niece oversees a local cop murder a guy, and catches it on her camera and in video. And this is the sheriff, who's evil. As you can see, because he wears black instead of a uniform, has facial hair, and talks in a sinister voice to his underling who murdered a guy. So she drops her camera and runs away. They catch up to her and they nearly murder her, but Uncle Jack shows up to save them. And then they both escape, and then it's a game of cat and mouse in the woods because he doesn't want to shoot them. She eventually cuts herself free, but then fakes that she's uncuffed and then stabs a deputy, and now they're in it together, and they go back for the camera. There's a lot of detail in this trailer, but eventually it's sort of a cat and mouse game. I suspect that Uncle Jack gets killed, and his niece has to finish them off at the end. Finish off the Hank Rivers, the evil sheriff. Evil Hank Rivers sheriff. And there's a scene, and you could see, like, the whole movie's in this thing. Who cuts these trailers? Dude, don't give away the ending. Now, it doesn't give away 100% of it, but obviously there's a final confrontation, and I don't think both of them are dead. I suspect Bruce Willis might die, but because now he's in that part of his career where he plays either the guy who dies nobly or the bad guy. But he doesn't really play a lot of bad guys. Let's see. Written by Bill Lawrence. Directed by Mike Burns, it looks like. Boy, this is a terrible font. Hard to read. Let's see where Bruce Willis. Jamie King, Bruce Willis, Out for Death. Okay, so he has equal billing, so I think he's in most of the movie, even if he dies. If it said with Bruce Willis, you'd have to be worried, like, 10 minutes in, they kill him, or he leaves and doesn't come back until the end. But it looks like he's in the whole movie, so it's like a cat and mouse game with, Bruce Willis, who could still pull it off. He still looks sinister enough, kick-ass enough, with his bald head. He still, it's the smartest movie ever made, shaving his head. Makes him look timeless. His face, he's got crags in his face, but he doesn't look old. He still doesn't look old. He doesn't have like I got a little bit of the jowls going on. As long as he doesn't do like a 5-day beard or something, you won't see any gray. It makes him look younger than he is. I don't know how old he is now. I think he's a little older than me. But he's still pulling it off, I think. I think he's still pulling it off. This looks okay. Typical B-movie stuff. Back and forth with a corrupt cop. I mean, this is the kind of movie you'd see in the 70s. Some people go up in the woods for vacation, and then all the local cops are corrupt, and they're trying to kill everybody, and then you have to fight them off. So they got the proof. So it's realistic that these cops, they double down, they got to kill these people and get that camera back. It's the only way they can cover up their crime. So in the end, they have to fight their way to survive and kill them before they're killed. So it'll have a little bit of action, a little bit of crime, a little bit of woods. I mean, it's kind of a low budget for Bruce Willis. It's a low budget movie because it takes place in the woods. Although I want to say it takes place in the woods in California. I thought I saw. Yeah, some of these look like palm trees. So I think this must take place in the woods somewhere. where it's much warmer. I'm not sure. So maybe it's somewhere in California or nearby. This looks like the growth looks little for a place that's a little warmer than normal. Maybe it's Florida. So I would see this movie. Yeah, I don't think I'd go to a theater for it. This is definitely an on-demand situation for me. But, I mean, it could be worse. It looks like pretty standard stuff. Pretty standard evil guy. Pretty standard Bruce Willis saving the day. I'd want to see him live, of course, because I like Bruce Willis for the most part. I think most of the movies he made are pretty watchable. First act, they go on vacation. They establish the cabin. They establish why they're there. The niece goes into the woods on a jog or a nature hike or whatever. She oversees the crime. Runs away. Act 2, they catch up to her. They're about to kill her. Uncle Jack saves the day. Now they're in, a back and forth with these cops. They have to get the proof before the cops kill them. They get the proof. Maybe something happens. Maybe they shoot the camera. Maybe they, upload it, but they get cut off. The Wi-Fi gets cut off, whatever. Whatever, they're isolated. They get surrounded. All the cops are in on it. Bruce Willis, goes up into the cabin and prepares for the assault, the inevitable assault. Third act, they have a big gun shootout, whatever you want to call it. Willis takes out most of the guys. Maybe gets shot, maybe gets killed. The niece, and in the end, it's just her and the sheriff. And she eventually kills him. In the end, the denouement, state troopers come and, poor Uncle Jack, or Uncle Jack's being loaded into the ambulance. Oh, you did good, kid, Oh, I thought this was going to be a relaxing vacation. Ha ha ha. Well, we're gonna suffer. We're gonna get through this, and the end. So that's the whole movie. I mean, I already know it, so that's the only reason I kind of don't want to see it. But, to see Bruce Willis in something else, it's always a good thing. Anyhow, that's it for me and Joan. Please check us out on Bitchute and Rumble. Links in the description for my books if you'd like to support the channel. Buy Joan a nice little treat and buy a book, right, little Joan? Don't you want treats? Don't you want this cute doggy to have treats? Then you can buy a book or you can read a book. If you have Kindle Unlimited, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Kindle Unlimited. It's free. You can read all my books. That's it for me. We'll see you tomorrow. Say bye, Joan.